All right, simplifying complex numbers. There are a couple of ways you can approach this. Basically, you need to remember that a complex number is only fully simplified if your denominator is a real number only. So it's very much like surds, where you have to rationalize before you can fully simplify. In this case, we need to make sure that our denominator is a real number. We can either create our complex number first and simplify afterwards, or we can rationalize first and then simplify, or then create our complex number. I'll show you both ways, your choice. So we have 20i squared over the square root of negative 16. Now we can't find the square root of a negative number. However, we know that I squared is equal to negative 1. So 20i squared over the square root of 16i squared. Now 16i squared is a perfect square, so I can simplify that and it becomes just 4i. And I can cancel or simplify my fraction, because 20 dividing by 4 gives me 5. And I squared divided by I just gives me I. Okay, first way. Second method, let's just write it down. We've got 20i squared over the square root of negative 16. Now, in this method, I realize, I have the square root of in a denominator, so I'm going to rationalize first. So I'm going to multiply by negative 16 over, square root of negative 16 over the square root of negative 16, so that I have 20i squared times the square root of negative 16 over negative 16. And then I realized, I've got the square root of a negative number. So I'm going to create my complex number. So 16i squared, still dividing by my negative 16. And then I have 20i squared multiplied by 4i over my negative 16. And I squared times I gives me I cubed. So now I've got 80i cubed over negative 16. And 80 divided by 16 I can do. That gives me my 5. But I cubed is just going to be I squared I, and I squared is negative 1. So I end up with a negative number. Maybe we should write it like negative 5i. Let me show you. That's a negative 5i cubed, and that's the same as negative 5i squared I, and we know that I squared is equal to negative 1. So negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5i. So we end up with exactly the same answer.